All right. So Ethan asked um, two questions. I feel like I've been gaining weight since I've been training for a race. Is it normal to gain weight during training? And how do I know if I'm getting enough calories in general? So the second question is probably easier. If you're losing weight, you're in a deficit. If you're gaining weight, you're eating enough calories in general, probably. And assuming your most of your food is coming from whole foods, you're not living off of like eggs and Oreos, then although eggs aren't bad, I'll even say that as a vegan, eggs are not the worst. Um, you're probably getting enough of pretty much everything you need if you're not losing weight. Now, gaining weight, it's tricky because everybody thinks like, oh, running is, you got to run to lose weight. But it's like you go for a 3 mile run and then you eat 3 bananas and you've eaten those calories back. Or like a bagel is a 4 mile run calorie wise. And so it's, and Ethan's training for an ultra. So it's like, it's really easy to eat those calories back. And the more you run, you're just going to be more hungry. So yeah, it's kind of normal. And your body will start storing more carbohydrates. And even you might even eat more carbs. And when you store carbs in your body, they're stored with water. And so like part of the reason why you gain a ton of weight after a huge meal isn't so much because you gained a bunch of fat, because you're storing those carbs and you store them with water. So it is normal. And it can be tricky to lose weight from running because you need to fuel what you're doing, but you don't want to gain 10 pounds at the same time. And so it's important to think about like, are you gaining muscle mass? Because you can gain a little bit of muscle mass from running and from doing more strength work. And so it's really important to be mindful of, are your pants fitting differently? Or, what's the composition of the weight gain? Is it just more hydration? I'm taking creatine now again. And so I gained some weight from creatine. I'm at my heaviest actually, but a lot of that's probably water weight from the creatine. And so, yeah, it can be tricky, but if you're not losing weight, you're probably getting enough calories. And yes, it is normal to gain weight when you increase your running. So, Ethan, you can talk, maybe he'll pop in, but you can message me more about that also, Ethan. But that's all the questions I had. Amanda, do you have anything you want to chit chat about?
Yeah, I wanted to pick your brain about heat. I am pretty heat sensitive, I've noticed, and I'm not, and I think it happens every year, but I'm not adapting well to the heat. And I
Mhm.
just am feeling frustrated by it. And so I wanted to know if you have any suggestions or if it really is just kind of a like, keep suffering, you got this.
You're not gonna like the answer. uh, I don't think anybody ever gets adapted to the heat. It always will just suck.
Okay.
And as tough as that is, um, it's important to keep in mind that like just because you're running slower, just because it's not quite as comfortable, you're not benefiting any less from it. Like there even is maybe a little bit of extra benefit from the heat, but yeah, it's just how it is. Like I don't, is it like every 10 degrees Fahrenheit above 60, you lose like 30 to 40 seconds per mile. And so like you could run for 10 years and you're never going to get those seconds back if it's 80, 90, 100 degrees or humid as well. And so, yeah, I just
Okay.
remind myself I don't suck at running. It's just,
It's just
it's
hot.
just, it's just hot and humid out, and it will be fine. And then just slow down. I pick more shaded routes if I can. Even just like running on hillier terrain kind of forces me to slow down and walk a little more, and that can help. Like the terrain might look harder, but I'm walking more because it's hilly. So even that can kind of help a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that may make sense. I think I'm just like I'm struggling to get longer runs in because what I'm noticing is my heart rate does okay. And then towards the end of the run, I'm jacked up so high that I can't get it back down.
Hmm.
And maybe it is just a slow down thing, but it's to the point where I'm like, at this point, it's just a wash. And
Yeah.
maybe that's the answer. But
And so let me pull up.
and I compared my run to one that because I was like in my head about it. And so I went and looked and I was
Mhm.
like, oh no, I am probably 30 beats, 20, probably 25 beats per minute higher for slower paces than I was when it was 50 degrees. So it's probably just adapting, or getting like
Yeah.
suffering through it. But
Yep.
I'm
So
also
you,
struggling with that to decide because I'm running that 10K this weekend
mhm.
and I can't for the life of me guess what pace I should try for because I'm like, it's gonna be, it looks like the weather's gonna be miserable. It's gonna be
Yeah.
75 and humid at 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know what to target because I'd like to put in a good effort for it, but I also have a fear I'm gonna crash out at mile 4.
Yeah, and a lot of people will. So, um, let's see. So when you go out, remind me, when you go out and run, are you running, are you having any heart rate or alerts on, or are you just like kind of running by effort?
A little bit of both. I have a heart rate monitor that I check, like that
Mhm.
alerts me when I go above a certain threshold, but I kind of I take it with a grain of salt, I guess. If I'm feeling okay at that point, I'll usually just keep going. But if I'm like, yeah, I am tired, then I'll slow down.
Yeah. And so, something, a couple things you could do would be like, like for that 7 miler, for example, like I think you were doing this, like a walk for a minute every half mile or so.
Hmm.
Um, Proactively walk is such a big deal, especially in the heat. Is
Okay.
like walk before you feel like you need to walk, basically. Um, and so like trying to think about so you ran the 7 at an 11:20 pace last weekend, and that
Yeah,
had,
that one was a bit weird. That was a bit weird because I did 4 and then I tried to join in with the run club and so
oh,
I had
that's
1
right.
mile at like a 9:30 and then I couldn't hold
Hmm.
it so I kind of went back to my normal.
Yeah.
I was like, just let me die, go on ahead.
And then a couple of days later, you did 4 at a 12:30.
That one was hills if I and so
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. You did the first
And
mile
today
at
I have 4.
Yeah, you did the first mile on Monday at an 11-minute pace. And yesterday, was it yesterday? I think 2 days ago, you did 2
2 days ago.
at an 11-minute pace. How's that like 11:30 kind of feel for you?
That feels really good for me for like longer stretches. And so before the heat, 11 to 11:20 is what I was hoping for my marathon. Like I could hold that forever. Now
Yeah.
with the heat, that's pretty much my like it starts my I get a lot of cardiac drift at that pace.
Yep.
But it does usually still feel okay, at least in the short term.
Yeah. So what if you just like run at an 11 something minute per mile pace for the first 2 miles of the 10K, and
Mm.
maybe 11:30, like you like starting extra conservatively at like just like don't have a current lap average faster than an 11:30 for the first 2 miles. And the worst thing that happens is you speed up more because you started slower, and that's fine. Um,
Yeah.
like it's going to be so much more of an enjoyable run to start and let everybody go off ahead. Like I don't know how big the race is. Like if there's more than 30 people, like you're going to catch a bunch of people
It's
if
it's
you,
it's like 10,000 people, I think.
oh yeah. If you start at an 11:30 and you speed up in the second half, like you're going to pass hundreds of people and feel really good about it. And that's going to be a great run.
That's true. That's probably a good way of thinking of it. I think I really want to gun for my PR, but I think I may just need to give up on the fact that because of the temperatures, I feel like I'm in shape to do it. I don't know. So it sucks like to know that I won't even be able to get close to that if I do that. Like, cause if I started at 11:30, I'm not gonna be able to touch it.
Mhm.
But I also think you might be right that it might be a more enjoyable race.
Yeah, and like, finishing the last 2 miles at, best effort, just like running hard for the last 2 miles versus going out at a 10-minute pace and finishing at a 12-minute pace because it's 75 degrees outside is just gonna be miserable.
That's a good point. Okay, I'll probably go for that then. I think that you're probably right that that'll feel better for a long
Yeah.
haul effort.
Yeah. And then you've got next Tuesday, then I have a little hill workout for you, and then easy on Thursday,
Yeah.
and the 25K.
Hmm. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my feelings, but I'm okay with that.
Say that again.
I said that run's gonna hurt my feelings, I think, but I'm okay with that. The 25.
Is it like local? Is it going to be 75 and humid for the 25K too?
Actually, it's still too far out, but it looks like we may get a good day. It looks like it might be like 60 and humid.
Okay, we'll cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
60
Well,
and
that's
humid.
helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, 60 and humid's not bad. So keep me updated on the weather as that longer race approaches. But yeah, anything else, or was that good to go?
That's pretty much all I had. I'm gonna go run this afternoon, so I'm gonna do the 45 minutes. We'll see. I'm trying out another group run, a new group run this afternoon. So we'll see
Mhm.
how that goes.
Cool. All right. Well, let me know. And um, I've got I put some recovery notes in there for you a few days weekly as well. You can really do those as often as you want. Seriously. I actually have a TENS unit on my quads right now. And so, but yeah, have fun this
Perfect.
weekend. And
Thank you.
we'll check in as the days approach. And yes, keep me updated on the weather for next weekend.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Have a
Have
good
a good
one.
one.
Bye.
Bye.